Hi folks, welcome to another episode of the Single Dad's Cookbook. Today we're going to be making barbecue bacon cheesy meatballs. These things are stunning, okay, and that's what they look like. So let's get cracking with this recipe. So for this you will need red Leicester, so a nice cheddar cheese or red cheese, something nice and melty. I've got some hard cheese, Parmesan, a barbecue sauce of your preference, some ground beef, bacon, salt, pepper, half an onion. I've got some mixed herb seasoning and a chilli. So first of all, what we're going to do, I'm going to make 5 of these. So I'm just going to get a nice chunk of cheese. Now with this, once you've cut the cheese up, you want to get it into the freezer to make it ice cold, so that when you put it inside the meatball, it takes a little bit of time to actually melt, and you're adding moisture in the middle of the meatball. Okay, while I'm doing that, I'm going to then show you a couple of just some chopping up an onion, etc. I want to welcome you to the channel. If this is the first time that you're here, please think about subscribing. If you are back and you're joining me again, welcome back to the channel. I hope I find you well. As always, guys, if you're a long time subscriber or you're new to the channel, like I said, if you can, and if you've not already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and drop a comment and hit the little bell, and everything would be great for me. So into a bowl, I've put about 250 grams of ground beef. Now this is lean beef. I think it's 5% fat. It is lean, and into that we're going to add in a couple of little bits just to get the meatball started. So pop that to the side, and then we're going to move on to the onion. Now I'm just going to use half an onion for this. If you are making a bigger batch, then use the whole onion, and you want to cut this as fine as possible because you're going to incorporate it into the ground beef, and you want it to be in every bite. Now, 2 options here. I'm going to do chopping, which is just what I did at this stage. You could grate it. You could get yourself a grater and just grate it in so that it makes it easier and it becomes more like a paste. And you can see there, I'm just thinly slicing it and then cutting across it, just so that I'm trying to get it as small as possible. Not a professional chef, as you can probably tell, but once you've got it done, just run your knife through it, and you want to repeat that process until you're happy with the end result. Like I said, you can grate it. It is completely up to you, but you can see me just struggling here with that. So once we've got this all done, now these meatballs are great on their own. If you've got, I don't know, game day, I know that we just had the Super Bowl over in America, but if you're having friends round, make a big batch of these. They could eat these on their own, make some rice, even just some fries or chips. Honestly, they are amazing. A great little barbecue. Again, another one you could put on the barbecue, let it smoke so you get that extra depthy flavour. The options are down to you. For this, I'm adding in a fresh jalapeno. Again, you don't have to do this. It just gives it a nice, while you've got the bacon, the cheese, the barbecue sauce, it is nice just to have something at the back just to try and cut through all that. So again, it's chopping it up, and then I'm just running the knife through it. So it is just, again, that depthy flavour, and just thinking it is quite rich. So you do want something just to try and cut through that richness. So just going to keep going there. And then again into your little bowl that you've got where you're going to be mixing everything in. Then let's get some seasonings in here. One what I'm going to do next is add in some Parmesan. So again, depending on how salty your Parmesan is, you don't add in too much salt. This is not an expensive Parmesan by any stretch of the imagination, so it's not that salty, but the reason I'm adding it in is to add moisture, so the cheese will add another little as it goes, and you can see there it's not even holding itself on the grater. So I'm about a thumb size piece that broke off. I just grated all of that in. Then I went and grabbed a couple of cloves of garlic out the freezer, because I did that for that life hack that genuinely makes no difference, I don't believe. So grating in 2 garlic cloves into your mixture. Then what we're going to do is, we've got it all there, we're going to add in some, again, mixed herbs. Nothing too fancy here. It's just your run-of-the-mill mixed herbs that you buy from your local supermarket. The very basic ones, and then I'm adding in some pepper, and again I'm adding in a pinch of salt, and then we're going to incorporate all of that flavour so that it's all combined into this great mixture that we can start making the meatballs. So just going to keep working it and keep working it and keep working it until you're happy, and then it will eventually look something like this. So you can get your hands in, get it all mixed up, and you'll be grand. So now what you want to do is you want to grab a piece of the meatball, flatten it out into your pan so that you've got almost like a patty. You want to place the frozen cheese in the middle, and you want to make it into a ball. Now these are maybe just slightly larger than a golf ball. You can make smaller ones, cut the cheese smaller, etc. Portion it out, but I'm just making these just to show you. And then we're going to wrap it in bacon. So I've got this rasher of bacon here, and we're just going to wrap it up so it looks like that. Then we're going to get the rest of them, and then what we're going to do is, once I've wrapped them all in once, I'm going to go and wrap them all again in a second piece in the alternative direction. You can do it at the same time. I just do it this way, just so that I can see. And then you've got a perfectly covered package there. And then we're going to pop them all into a baking tray. Now we're going to pop that in the oven at 150 for 30 minutes before anything else. So we're just going to get that in, get it cooking, so that we know that it is that the meatballs cooked through. That's the key to this. So once you've done that, you want to bring them out. So they've been in there for half an hour at a 180 degree. Now you can see there quite a lot of liquid has released, so you want to drain that. And while that's been drained, you can see here one of the cheeses melted. It obviously wasn't frozen too much. I'm now just going to cover each meatball and a good splash of barbecue sauce. If you make your own, brilliant. If you don't, shop bought. That's what I use. So I'm just going to cover them all, and then I'm going to pop them back in, let that thicken up. I put them in for another 20-25 minutes. Just keep an eye on them until you're happy. I probably left these in for a little bit too long. However, that once you take that off, and we're going to just cut it open just to show you. So here we go. Beautiful, moist, absolute perfection there. Folks, that is my barbecue cheesy bacon meatballs. I hope you give them a go. As always, I hope this finds you well. From my family to yours, as always, Single Dad, signing off.